Desperate, because I believe that if I stop trying to create this dialogue, then I stop believing in everything else. And I can't do that. I'm pregnant.
And if you could say one thing to your husband now, what would you tell him?
I love you.
Everything has been done to make it a very relaxed atmosphere. I mean, Michael and Andrew have been working in films for years and have probably a certain theory on how to create a very relaxed atmosphere. Everybody's very down to earth, all the actors, all the crew, and it has become like one big family. You're just not aware of the crew being around. And you don't have somebody kind of pounding your nose every 5 minutes or somebody fiddling with your clothes. So everything is done so that you just feel that this is all real.
So often now in films, we have like the actors in their trailers and the hour lunch break and the 12-hour day, and it's all very sectioned off, and you're with an actor and you have your close-up and his close-up, and you're so aware that you're making a film. And this one, we all live together. We don't have any time apart. We don't have a lunch break. We hardly have makeup check. We don't have any of that. And so what it feels like is it feels like we're really just very much in these moments together.
Hello? Hello? Yes.
It's Spanish when they're speaking Urdu. I don't know how to.
Hello? मैं आपसे बात करवाती हूँ, लेकिन उनको उर्दू नहीं आती. ठीक है?
Whatever you want. Say what is
No, he just hung up on me.
We work fairly short days, like 8-hour days. And that when we start a scene, I try and keep filming as much as possible, so that even, obviously we do the whole scene, then you do the next shot, but try not to have too long a break between it. Try not to have makeup checks and all that stuff. Try not to have too much sense of, okay, we're back, it's all a film set and we're back off. Try and keep going as continuously as possible until that scene's done and you can forget about it and then think about the next one. And HD helps with that. Any digital format helps that, because it just reduces to a certain extent the amount of kind of baggage that goes with the film.
I don't think particularly this film could have been made any other way without it being melodramatic and just not intimate enough and bogged down in facts.
The heart of the film, in a way, was the 5 weeks in Pune. And be 5 weeks in one house, that is not an attractive prospect. They were trying to portray a group of people who became friends through the course of a month's kind of experience. And that sort of came through in the filming. So kind of at the end of the filming, I kind of feel we all felt that to some extent, the filming, we'd become quite close.
Every day, more information comes in or something happens, and I'm sure by the time we get to the day where we find out that Danny's not coming back, I don't know how any of us are going to keep it together, because it's all felt so personal.
Marianne. I'm sorry. Danny didn't make it.
How do you know? How do you know? No, because we've, been through this before.
We have what we do.
Talking to a lot of people who'd been with Marianne at the time, they said, that when they realised that Danny was dead, they were all incredibly depressed and felt they'd failed. And it was really only because Marianne sort of said to them that you haven't failed, and that she wanted to thank them, that somehow transformed the experience, which could have been incredibly corrosive and negative for them, into something that they feel very proud of, that they tried their best, And I think, to a large extent, Angelina kind of tried to create the same sort of atmosphere in the house that we were filming.
I want to thank you for all of your work and all of your effort and your kindness. And I know how much you wanted to find and bring Danny home. You did not fail, Danny's dead, but the kidnappers, their point is to terrorize people, right? I am not terrorized, and you can't be terrorized. I am very grateful to all of you. Very, very grateful. So thank you.
It is unimaginable
a person, what she does with her tragedy is unimaginable. I couldn't have imagined myself what you make of that tragedy. Fell in love with that concept, with that vision. Somebody can be so positive about it.
When I finished reading the book, I kind of felt that Marianne had kind of overcome the worst experience you can imagine. You know, so to have your husband kidnapped, have him killed, that she's somehow not given in to the kind of hatred you'd imagine she'd have. And if people that made people feel the same, you know, if the film had some kind of sense in which people felt that hatred is the wrong response and that is not a way forward, then that obviously would be a great thing.
Before we started filming, everybody talked about security concern. They talked about if you could get this wrong politically, what it would mean. All these different reasons not to do it. We could fail, we could be judged for so many things, it's dangerous, But if we get it right, if by some small chance we get it right, maybe we can do a little something towards bringing people back together, or at least looking at each other in another light. And that is our big hope for everybody here.
You're a happy girl. Happy girl. Oh, there it is. Now I can tell all my friends that you are happy.
What a powerful thing to be responsible for. Daniel Pearl, I think about it a lot. You can't help but feel that you have a real responsibility to him and to Marianne and to all the people who were involved. Try to think about that every, day and night. Because it was a very real thing that happened to some very real people.
It's about somebody going through a kind of tragedy and what they make of that tragedy. That's the whole point, that she didn't let herself drown in her sorrow or in her tragedy, and that should be told to the whole world.
Amazing, you can love someone you never met.
Is successful in not going to this place is that people would watch it and think, oh, that's a dangerous part of the world. Those people are dangerous. And the fact that one of the heroes of the movie, even though they didn't ultimately succeed in what they were trying to do, Irfan Khan's character is Pakistani, that the men on his team were so devoted, really devoted to finding him. I think that comes through in the movie, and that's important.
Danny was killed this month, but also 10 other people were killed by terrorists, and they were all Pakistani. So they are suffering as much as we are, right?
How do you address some Pakistanis who have sympathies for militant groups such as those who killed your husband?
Karachi is in some way the front line of this battle. It is not just a group of extremist Pakistani. It is a vast and international network of terrorists. And wherever there is misery, they find people.
And it's clear how much she loved Danny. And obviously that makes the story much more moving. You know, the fact that she clearly still loves him, admired him, believed in all the things that he believed in. That is kind of the heart of the story. And there's this kind of sense in which I think she feels she's trying to carry on in her writing the values and the ideas that Danny had. You know, it's about that in a way that, but you can keep those ideas alive. You know, Danny's dead, but it's still the things that are important to him she can keep alive.
It's probably the most important thing I've ever done on film, because for that family, because if I don't represent her right and they don't see what a beautiful, strong, open-minded, loving woman she is, then I've done her a disservice, and I've hurt a really great woman.